We usually think of AI as this tool that just spits out answers. But what if it could be more than that? What if it could be a real creative partner? One that helps us take pure, unfiltered chaos and actually shape it into a compelling story? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into right now.
So, let's start with the chaos. This sentence right here. It's a real fragment from a much bigger text. It's this wild stream of consciousness jumble of different languages, basically a word salad. And on its own, let's be honest, it's pretty much nonsense. And that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? How on earth do you take a mountain of raw, fragmented stuff like this and somehow spin it into a story that makes sense, with a beginning, a middle, and an end? Seriously, where would you even begin? Well, it turns out the answer is all about changing how we talk to these AI tools. Instead of just asking a simple question, we give them an incredibly detailed creative blueprint. We step into the role of a director and we write the script that we want the AI to follow.
I mean, just look at the difference here. On the left, you've got the kind of simple prompt we've all typed in before. Summarize this text. But on the right, that is something else entirely. We're calling it a producer's prompt. It specifies the goal, an 11-minute video, the title, the tone, a scene-by-scene structure, even a detailed plan for the visuals. This isn't just a request. It's a full-blown production plan.
So yeah, let's put a name on it. A producer prompt is basically a blueprint for an AI. You're not just asking for information to be spat back out. You're guiding the whole creative process, the how, from the big picture story arc right down to the mood and the music. It's really the difference between asking a musician to play a song and handing them a complete orchestral score.
Okay, so how does this actually play out? Well, the very first step is deconstruction. Instead of just hoping the AI finds some meaning in all that noise, the prompt tells it exactly what creative themes to hunt for.
For example, the producer prompt points out a key theme, the way the text is constantly jumping between different languages. It tells the AI to treat this code switching not as a mistake, but as a deliberate stylistic choice that creates this really unique rhythm and voice. And this is a perfect example of what we're talking about. The source text is packed with fragments just like this, a mix of Vietnamese and English that almost feels like you're listening to someone's internal monologue. The prompt guides the AI to see this not as confusion, but as a core part of the text's identity.
And it doesn't stop there. The prompt then directs the AI to find another theme, technology. It points out that all these specific brand names and tech terms are scattered throughout the text, and they act like little anchors in that stream of consciousness flow. Right here, you see things like ASUS, Wi-Fi, and OnePlus. These aren't just random words. The human creator of the prompt recognized that they are markers of modern life, that they can represent both connection and isolation, and then told the AI to build an entire narrative scene around that very idea.
Okay, so once the prompt has guided the AI to deconstruct all that chaos into specific themes, the next phase kicks in, reconstruction. This is where the prompt lays out a super detailed, step-by-step plan for building a coherent visual story out of those very themes.
The key here is just how structured it is. As you can see, the prompt maps it all out so methodically. First, it defines the final product, an 11-minute video. Then, and I love this, it designs the thumbnail before anything else. Next, it outlines the entire video, scene by scene. Then, it dictates the specific tone and even music suggestions. And finally, it gives instructions for generating all the visuals. It's a complete production workflow, all laid out before you even start. Now, to really appreciate the level of human creativity and direction that's going on here, let's just zoom in. Forget the entire video for a second. Let's just focus on the instructions for one single solitary element, the thumbnail. Just listen to the sheer artistry in this. This is not a vague suggestion. This is art direction. Cinematic close-up, half-face lit warm orange, translucent paper collage, a subtle holographic Wi-Fi icon. Every single word there is a deliberate, creative choice made by a person, dictating the mood, the composition, and the message before the AI generates a single pixel. This right here is where the real creative vision is happening.
So, what does this incredible level of detail really tell us? Well, this whole process reveals something pretty fundamental about the future of creativity with AI. It's not about outsourcing our imagination. It's about amplifying it in ways we never thought possible.
When you look at the final video that comes out of a process like this, it is crystal clear that over 90% of the creative heavy lifting, the core vision, the structure, the storytelling, the whole vibe, it all came directly from that human-written prompt. The AI is the instrument for sure, but the human is the composer.
And this brings us to a pretty profound question, doesn't it? In this new kind of partnership, when a human provides such detailed, visionary instructions and the AI executes them perfectly, who is the real creator? Is it the tool, or is it the person wielding that tool with such incredible precision?
And maybe that's the biggest takeaway of all. The creative focus is shifting, away from simple execution and toward powerful direction. The prompt itself is becoming the new canvas. It's the space where human ingenuity, storytelling, and artistic vision all merge with massive computational power. Crafting the perfect prompt is the new art form, and it's where the next wave of creativity is already happening.